right. Add. What am I doing? wordagents@gmail.com for the Hangout. And Jackie.Edwards. Yeah, you both do. Are you sure it's one word? There, I got it. It came up. I think I sent them both. Do.
All right, can you see? I gotta turn my feed off here.
I see Mr. Birchwood. Yeah. Do you have your main speakers turned on?
My main speakers are off.
I gotta turn mine on. Do I have to mute the microphone on Skype, or do I have to keep that open?
We can hang up Skype, can't we?
Yeah, should we just hang it up?
Yeah,
we're all
hang
here,
up
right?
Skype. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I gotta change my sound settings though.
Am I good this time? You can all hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I need to change.
Like my, I've got glowing headset.
Yeah.
Now.
I built my computer so everything is that like neon blue. I have like the LED strips in it, and it's pretty cool.
There were plenty of non-glowing ones, but Garrett told me I had to get a glowing set, so as promised.
Well, now you got to turn your lights off in your room, so all you can see is the glowing headset.
The glowing headset, yeah. I don't think we need to overdo it. I'll go to sleep if I turn the lights off. I'm already ready for bed.
Man, that algorithm analysis article you found is fucking awesome.
Well, I found it on Twitter earlier this week. Nick Eubanks had shared it on Twitter like last week, but I finally sent it to Twitter. I kind of thought that you were referencing that article when we were on the show last week.
That was kind of my feeling, but that guy kind of like articulated it way better than I could have.
Was it just stuff that was being talked about in like the community and stuff? And
yeah, well, the community's feeling was that all these updates are split tests and not an actual like intentional algorithm change. And this guy,
we know they've split tested stuff before really heavily, like with local results and stuff like that. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So he's basically saying they're split testing language learning using their.
They need to do a better job because it's stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that article. I mean, the results
Google.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Depressingly so.
Can you guys hear my furnace?
No, you sound good, buddy.
All right. What? Then put it on the charger. Fucking insane. Swear to fucking God.
ready when you guys are.
Cool, I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. So many fucking windows now. All right. So, how do you start?
Did you watch the video, Ben?
I watched about 5 minutes of it before I turned it off.
You got the gist. You got the gist. You got a few talking points and things to insult Chris about, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's the round of the week this week. It's so bad. Like he's at that's worse than anything Rand did this week.
I mean, I kind of think the point of that video was to speak to a much less savvy audience. But yeah.
He's embarrassing.
So I go live. God damn it! This shit.
It's an off-air thing. Can you not just click that on the
mute, adjust bandwidth settings? Hang on. Where the fuck is play? Off air.
Can you not click the off-air button? Does it not?
It just says off air. There's like no, I can't click it. Screen share. No, I don't want to screen share. Cameraman. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, you figured this out, no problems last week.
Maybe I need to get more drunk. Dude, this Hangouts app actually has like more features than fucking XSplit.
Well, yeah, I mean, Google's got more money than
XSplit. This like after or during the break because it's actually like all sorts of stuff. But I just want to go. Off air. How do you start?
Do you start it from YouTube?
I'll check. Yeah, where do you think?
It says we're live now. And 2 people are watching.
Oh.
Like the creeps they are.
Apparently we've been live for 7.5 minutes. Why the fuck does it say off air in the fucking window then?
We didn't talk about anything weird while we were...
I was just complaining about personal life. What's new? I can edit that out.
Yeah, you say that, but you never... Let's hang up and start again so you can just delete the one that's...
Well, no, just fucking... I do edit it. It's fine.
Okay, all right, well.
So, I don't know why it says off air. Anyways, remember that for next week.
Can we check it's live? Is anyone watching?
Yeah, the live link is the same, I think, as always. Is it not? Yeah, it's the same live link.
Oh, there's a button, resume Hangouts on our live control room.
It's all live. Apparently, because I scheduled the event for 6 o'clock p.m., it must just automatically go live, whatever I have running here. So I don't know.
So we're definitely live.
All right.
Technical
difficulties. Yeah, we're live for sure.
All right. So everyone, welcome to SEO UnMasked number 55 on December 20th, 2018, the last episode of the year. The next episode will be January 3rd, and I'll be in my new office. I'm Garrett Groff.
I'm Vin Deletto in my old office.
Vin, Mr. Amex Stiletto, and I'm Steve Brownlee.
Man, can you guys imagine when we get to episode number 1600?
Oh yeah, man! It's going to not be called SEO Unmasked then. It's going to be called something else, like some other industry unmasked.
It's going to be called Garrett Berates the World.
Yeah, just Garrett's 1 hour berated.
Well, let's say we actually do 52 episodes a year. 1600 divided by 52. I mean, that takes what, 32 years to get there.
Well, it's really about 52 episodes every year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
My brain is fried today. I better do the math here. 1600 episodes, but yeah, about 31 years.
So Garrett will be about 42 then.
That would make me 60, and I hope I'm dead or not doing SEO at age 60.
There won't be any computers by then. It'll be like a mind chip optimization. MCO will be the new thing.
What's going on, dudes?
Oh, not much. I mean, before the show, we were talking. I guess one of the news items is some chatter about an update, but saying our skincare site where we're working more than any of the other sites that we're working on. Pretty flat the last, like the first 2 weeks of December, and then a few days before it was pretty flat. Basically, that site has grown every single month for the last year, with October and September being huge gains, November a gain. And now all of a sudden we're kind of flat, slowly picking up the last week, last 6 days or so. But other than that, I don't know.
Last 6 days, I've definitely seen a pick-me-up as far as rankings and traffic. I don't know if it's an update or just the result of some reach creator links kicking in.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to tell. There's always like we've spoken about it before. We're always doing so much on our sites compared with just kind of doing a little thing and then waiting. There's always like 20 changes since the last update, so you can never really isolate it, I don't think. But it seems like things are going in the right direction for all of us at the minute, though, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying before, like my main site is doing fucking awesome. But what I did is, it's a big overarching vertical, and I'm building it up category by category. And the first 2 categories I built out were the easiest, just so I can kind of come up with a proof of concept for my strategies. So those are doing very well right now, all the articles and money pages in those categories. But now I'm getting anxious to go get started on the more profitable categories so I can start making some real money.
Yeah, that's kind of the big push for the skincare site is January actually start mixing in monetization stuff with product reviews and affiliate, like legitimate affiliate deals. I guess I had Amazon affiliate stuff on there just to make a few bucks a month or whatever per page, but I actually started doing affiliate rank for like Clinique or whatever skincare stuff was on my spreadsheet. But
yeah. And digging into this data to see my results also reveals how bad keyword tool search volume estimates are. Yeah. Well, in certain cases, I mean,
well, you're in a new niche, so no one's got any data yet for like a year or whatever. I mean, obviously we can't talk in too much detail, but your niche is new, so.
I mean, so I'm ranking for one of the affiliate offers #1 for the branded term. So it's not like the company review, it's just company. And it should have 720 searches a month, but I'm getting less than 10 clicks a month to the page at #1. So that says something. Maybe my page title tags are just fucking awful.
Well, I guess maybe.
What does your meta description say? Don't click this or what?
No, I use. Imagine. No, I use provocative meta tags to entice clicks.
I think though, if someone's just searching for, like, if I search American Express and your site is #1, but it says American Express review or find out more about, I'm just never going to click it. Because as you got to remember with brand name terms, like to a lot of people now, Google is just the URL bar. They're never going to type in. I mean, I know I still do, but loads of people search American Express, then click on the first result.
Right,
It's actually American Express. So it might well have 720 searches, but only 10 of them might be looking for information about the company, and the rest are looking for just the company, and you're not the company. So it's probably not wrong I'm sure it's wrong, maybe just not by as much as you think.
I think you're spot on with that, Steve. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see here. Yeah, and then but then other ones that have 100 search volume, I'm getting over 100 clicks to. So
we've had one client before where it said 10 and they were getting 1,000 and they were #4. So
yeah,
I think it's just useful to give you an idea of the magnitude to the near, but it's going to be substantially off all the time.
I mean, like, look at Ahrefs and their poor ability to estimate organic traffic to a site. It's like, it doesn't even remotely match any of our sites. And like the skincare site, for example, is underestimated by what?
A full order of magnitude.
900%.
Yeah.
And that's something that they should have plenty of data on. They could at least be in the ballpark, like be 5,000 a month on.
Yeah, because we don't rank for any weird keywords yet. It's all just mainstream header terms.
Well, it's all like medical, like skin medical type stuff.
Yeah. It's stuff that's been around since the start of the internet. So it should be stuff they should have data
on. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, do you guys put any? I mean, do you guys think this update is anything to be worried about? It's just
I don't worry about any
like
updates.
every other week for the past 6 months.
As far as I can tell, there haven't been any Google updates since about 2011. I don't know what everyone's talking about all this time. I mean, obviously there was Penguin, so like my Sherlock Does Google sites got finally knocked out, but I was just pleased that nonsense lasted for 2.5 years. I wasn't really expecting them to ever last anyway. But other than what I call the Sherlock Does Google update or Penguin, I don't really think there's been any Google updates of any meaningful sense. They're just tuning up, understanding pages better, and understanding the context in which links are achieved better. So I always use that cliff erosion analogy, and I'll be really quick this time because I did it on the show a month ago or whatever. But it's just there's a cliff where the crappiest quality is on the edge of the cliff. So if you have the cheapest writers that don't know the topic and you get the easiest to get links, you're on the edge of the cliff. And Google's just eroding away at the cliff constantly. And people who think there's been an update were standing on the edge of the cliff. So you just want to be way inland, and then you don't notice the updates as much because less stuff falls off the cliff if you're nowhere near it. I think that's all it is. They're just constantly chipping away at little things that they can improve, as you would do in their position.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, with me and Garrett, we all talked about it last week. It's just at this point, I don't even really pay attention to it because it's just a 10-point swing either way, and your time is better spent just creating.
To be fair, do you think a lot of people that, I don't want to use the word complain about updates, but talk about them frequently, let's say, are still pushing the limits of SEO? They're always going to be way more aggressive than the three of us are. We take an order of safety versus, it's going to take us a little longer to see results, or maybe much longer.
Yeah, we definitely take it more easily.
Versus some of these people where, they're super, maybe even spammy, and they've been getting away from it, and then they complain that they got caught, or who knows the whole story.
Right.
Yeah, and Sam remains just saying Google's been rehashing old updates since 2010, which is, I'm sure you can guess from what I just said, I 100% agree with him.
Yeah. What's funny is, and this is along those lines too, is when I sold my site in 2016, me and the guy that I did the site with, we instantly built up, 3 or 4 new sites, and shortly after, that was when PBNs kind of got hit again and didn't work as well as they used to. So those sites went nowhere. But within the last month or two, those sites have shot up in rankings and are starting to earn a little bit of money again.
Well, it's because we did a few links for them before you gave up on them. You gave up on the PBNs. You had us for a few months, and then you stopped. And now our links are starting to give you some. Even that peasanty little number that you ordered back then,
that was like a year and a half ago. So
yeah, it's not like these manly orders you put in now,
which are working like gangbusters, buddy.
I like it.
But yeah.
Anyways, what do we got first on the news here? We had some commentary from some boys at Google, Mr. John Mueller. There was a tweet, ironically enough, after we've been talking about Mr. Semper the last couple days. Someone tweeted at Mueller in a thread Is Charles SEO? That's not Charles Flotas. That must be somebody else.
I think it is Charles Float.
Oh boy. Okay, so if Google don't recognize them as spam or bad links, they would likely be helping rather than hindering. Link detox identifying them as bad and you disavowing them could potentially be detrimental to rankings at Jen Mueller, ? So what this guy is saying, this link detox tool by LinkResearchTools may say a link is shitty, it's toxic, and you shouldn't use it. But it's not necessarily true that Google views it that way.
Yeah.
So he's asking John Mueller this, and he said, yeah, most sites don't need to do anything like this, because ultimately, if some random tool can tell you which ones you need to disavow, they're probably already being ignored.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, we did a test just looking at data across all of our clients, paid links versus natural. And obviously it's subjective because we were weighing up things like long-term success of their strategy, and we don't have long-term data on the paid link side and stuff like that. But we estimated the value of a natural link that wasn't paid and wasn't on the types of sites that take paid links seemed to be worth, you needed like 10 paid links to get the same benefit as 7. And my interpretation of that wasn't that the individual sites were less powerful. It was just that probably 30% were being ignored by Google, and you just don't know which 30% it is in advance. So I guess that's one area, because we're going to rag on them a little bit later on the show, LinkResearchTools. That's one area where the tool could be helpful, because it could help you to, maybe you miss one of the 3 and you get 9 out of your 10 be good, because you used a tool to help you better figure out which ones to avoid when you're buying links.
Sam just stole my thunder in the chat room, and he said the disavow to be phased out in 2019. Live link monitoring has been in action since Penguin 4.0. Exactly. Ever since they started rolling out Penguin in real time, there's been no reason to disavow or even worry about your link profile in regards to negative SEO or toxic links. Just because,
we haven't used the disavow file since I'm sure, was it Matt just before he left said not to bother doing it anymore, or was it one of the first things that John said when he took over? But
I think it's I remember we did a disavow file for the 2 sites that the 2 UK lead gen sites that we're rebuilding now. I did the disavow file
Yeah, but they were manually penalized, so we had to do a reconsideration. Yeah. So doing a disavow file, sending them a spreadsheet,
that's the caveat to the disavow file. If you've already done a disavow, now you better keep up with it, because now it's probably been a honeypot, and you're tagged as somebody that tries to manipulate search rankings. So, now they're going to keep an eye on it.
I mean, these sites were done in partnership a long time ago with someone different. And like I said, they were Sherlock Does Google sites. So they were just pure nonsense back in the day. We've started going to conferences, interviewing lenders, doing proper outreach within the industry.
Yeah, honestly, this is something that might be a good case study. A site that was penalized. I mean, how long ago was it penalized? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
It was penalized with Penguin 1.0, whenever that was, so a good while.
That was 2012, the end of 2012. Yeah.
And then, so I got it out of manual action 5 years ago. Is that right?
It was 4 years ago, probably. 4 years ago.
Early 2014, so coming up 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2.0 was the end of 2012 or 2013. But regardless, a long time.
Yeah, it had been in penalty for ages, and I just left it around. And I said, Garrett, do you want to have some fun and see if you can get this out of penalty? And
so we did that. Then we let it sit for up until, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. And I went through the sites and cleaned them up. The 2 sites, they're both cleaned up. One is set up to start basically from scratch. It's not scratch, but pretty much starting from nothing. And then the other one will be starting from nothing, and I still haven't even had time to do an internal link. The size.
Yeah, the other one wasn't penalized. The other one the other one we never even got to rank that well using Sherlock Does Google. It was it made all its money back before Yahoo got rid of their own ad network, and you could buy that particular niche of financial services clicks for around 4 cents a click on Yahoo, and they were costing $3 to $4 on Google and $1 to $2 on Bing. And Yahoo users are less sophisticated, so they're more easily taken in by your lead gens. Well, not taken in, I mean, real financial advisors had to give the advice, so we weren't selling the leads to, but you know what I mean, like a low quality lead gen site. They're much more likely to go and pop their details on if they've come from Yahoo, put it that way. So yeah, Yahoo.
Interesting to see though, with this one, the one that we decided to focus on, this domain is very aged. Even though we're kind of starting over in a sense, to me, it'd be interesting to see what happens with such an aged domain. You know, it does have some good links to it still. A lot of shit was removed. Like I took down a lot of links. A lot of links are disavowed.
I think we worked out it's got 12 good links. Yeah. It's got 54 total now because we got rid of all the dodgy ones that Sherlock built.
It's probably going to take 100 good links to rank in that area. So it'll be interesting, like, to see. I mean, is this site just totally fucked? I don't think we decided it's not, but it has started ranking again with some minimal effort. So,
I back at Penguin 2.0, my first authority site got tagged because I was using the authority link network, and so that was a public PBN. It got tagged. I did some work to get the algorithmic penalty removed, and it seemed like it got removed, but I was never able to regain rankings to past results. So I kind of just put it on the back burner. But now that site's almost going to be 8 years old, so it's got quite some age on it. It's a partial EMD for the niche, so I think I'm going to kind of start from scratch. I'm going to see which URL slugs have links to them and try to save some of that, but hopefully when I get to that project, I'll have a real winner on my hands, just because I'll have like a 10-year-old age domain at that point.
Well, that's what we were thinking. Like, this site, it came back suddenly, and we were like, oh wow, the last 12 months it's made us $750, and we haven't looked at this site forever, so we're just going to drop, like, you know, drop $5,000 worth of work on it, see what a few links like that does to it, put some good content up, and just see, you know, worst case, if it doesn't work and it only goes up to, you know, $1,200 a year, you know, we'll make our money back in a couple of years and just, you know, whatever, forget about it. If we see it starting to move nicely, then, you know, we can probably drop 20,000's worth of work on it over a year, and, you know, a couple of thousand a month or whatever, and hopefully then start seeing it make that kind of amount every year. Just keep it growing from there.
Yeah, me and Mike, our idea is basically just to use this site we're working on now as the cornerstone for a new portfolio. And once we get to our revenue goals for the site, then we're going to start working on some smaller sites and building up a proper portfolio. And part of that is going to be bringing back some of those old sites that now have some really good age to them. But, you know, you're going to have to add in the headache of figuring out, is it penalized? Can I get it unpenalized? And, you know, all that stuff.
We're being a bit more, we kind of spoke about this a few shows ago. We're being a bit more non-internet markety about what we're trying to do with the site. So we're picking ones to bring back or to focus on starting new, where we can build a real business. So that one was picked because of my financial services background. I'm a qualified advisor, so I can get authorized again and hire staff to give advice. So instead of relying on the cost per lead when we sell it to someone, we can make thousands of pounds per sale. So if we can make that site come back to where it's making just $24,000 a year in leads, that's $250,000 to $500,000 a year business. And we're looking for those kind of opportunities where we can start a business. And I've got a friend of mine who's doing the same, but with local businesses. So he's you know the kind of local businesses that are just, you know, call on demand type stuff, you know, car cleaning, house cleaning, pest control, you know, anything that they aren't the ones he's doing, but It's an area where he's got a family member who's run a business in those areas, and he's just picked like a bunch of cities in different countries, all English-speaking countries, you know, England, Australia, America, and he's just picked a few cities and he's just trying to rank them all, and the ones that stick, he's going to start a real business in those towns, and he's just selling the leads for, you know, a few bucks a call now to call networks.
Yeah.
But it's the same idea. You're just trying to start a real business all the time, and so we're doing some sites like the Skin site and a few others where we're going to do what Vin's doing and build a portfolio of just affiliate sites and stuff. But our real focus for the future is to move away from being pure internet marketers and try and start real businesses, and then you can start doing the other types of marketing that don't depend on Google aggressively.
Yeah, I think last month was I put a thread on Builder Society. Here, let me get it pulled up. We often talk about diversifying assets, or our digital assets, and that was the title. And my post was, but how many of you diversify your business holdings past digital? For example, I'm obviously involved in Reach Creator, but I also diversify my income by building all our own sites. You know, that's kind of part of my job right now. And so on the digital side, our eggs aren't all in one basket. But beyond digital, you know, I'm also involved in some farming stuff, small time, some small manufacturing stuff, some small direct mail stuff that.
Well, it's bigger than my fucking farm.
Well, you know, while I'm not necessarily worried right now about what we're doing in digital, you know, there's always some sort of risk in the back of the head that Google might go away one day. Search, you know, the way internet works itself is changing. So there are some good responses to the question or the statement, and some.
Sam agrees with you strongly. He says SEO will be dead in 2025. Diversify offline. And it makes a lot of sense.
I'm doing
some stuff. I mean, Vin's got a restaurant now. Tell us about it, Vin. How's it going?
Doing the restaurant. Just got the keys, but that kind of fell into my lap. That wasn't like me going out and trying to start a restaurant. My buddy, who's a very good chef, reached out to me and asked me to invest. So that'll be kind of like an oddball in my quote unquote portfolio of businesses. But I'd like to start a bunch of businesses that all are complementary to each other, and one supports the other. And then you kind of have like this ecosystem of businesses that are all helping each other to profit. So, you know, obviously Word Agents is a service-based business. Then I have my own sites and the new portfolio that I'm building with Mike. And then kind of like what you're saying, Steve, is we're going to look for other opportunities that will build upon that, where we can use the same resources, but kind of go into non-SEO, non-digital marketing business models.
I think that's smart. And I know I haven't mentioned him for a while because I've digitally fallen out with him and started trolling him on Twitter if I ever see one of his tweets that annoys me. But that's what Gary Vaynerchuk's idea was with his agency. It wasn't that he wanted to run an agency, it was that he wanted to run big brands, and he thinks all of their marketing sucks. So if you build an agency and you've got the amount of money that he's got, you can buy a brand that's struggling and only does 200 million a year, and you can turn it into $1 billion brand because you've already got the agency and the marketing and you've got the team. So I think that's what Vin's kind of saying. You know, you build a team that's going to help you achieve the things that you've got lined up that are diversifying you.
And you know, so if you're a lead, if you're a lead gen site, maybe the next step is setting up your own call center, and then you can actually take your own leads, and then you get your own salespeople for that call center, and then you could service those leads your own. You know,
and then you've got a call center business. So you start charging other people to handle their calls, and then suddenly you've got a business that doesn't even need Google.
You know, something I wanted to add about, you know, like Ben saying the restaurant fell into your lap or whatever. You know, I know there's some younger people that watch us, you know, like 17, 18 years old, and when I was that age, I was absolutely reckless with my finances. It wasn't up until like 4 years ago that I was actually taking my financial life seriously. Sometimes in life, like, I missed a lot of opportunities that would have fallen into my lap as well. But because I was so reckless in my life, I didn't even have like $5,000 to throw at something, like nothing, like not even $500. And you know, if you're younger and watching, like thinking that this isn't attainable, if you're disciplined, if you can discipline, like you honestly don't want to be like me, like I was when I was 24 years old, and just no respect for money or financial well-being.
I don't know. We were having a good time when you were 24 years old.
Well, I mean, okay. What do you want me to say? Was it fun? Sure. Do I look back and wish I would have saved like some of that money, or I would have? I think I would have been better off if I had been able to take advantage of some of those things that came up.
Yeah, I think hindsight is 20/20. I mean, just try to look back at that time in your life and remember how important it was for you to be doing what you were doing. You know, I remember back then I was partying it up. I was playing in bands, and I thought that was my calling.
Yeah.
But now I wish I would have spent that time differently and started earlier, so I could be a lot further along the business.
I don't know. We've got 3 of us right here who all started the same way, and now we're all super serious, optimizing everything. Every credit card point we're optimizing. So maybe you start that way, and it's good for you.
Yeah. I think people that struggle end up being more successful, because if you want to be successful, you got to go through the hell of digging yourself out of your low means, and I think that gives you somewhat of a
the mysterious Jern Burn is agreeing with us.
Yeah. Well, his taxi company is like worth millions right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine who that really is. Vin just gave it away, of course, for those of you who watched the episode. But yeah, I mean, I think maybe it does you good. I mean, I think learning those lessons and looking back on it with don't do that again makes you stronger for the rest of your life. Whereas I think if you start off working really, really hard, some people end up like that's just the way they are. They'll always just never have fun, and they'll always grind, and they'll always optimize everything. Some people who start out and have a lot of success without having been stupid first, they become stupid after they've had their big break, and then they lose everything and they find it hard to bounce back. So I think losing everything when you hadn't really got that much to start with it's a good lesson, but it doesn't really cause you the same problems as if you had a complete meltdown at 37 after you'd had your big break and then you couldn't recreate it. So I don't think I would change anything, but I don't like looking back with regrets. I mean, I'm pretty convinced that although I can clearly analyze things I did wrong, I know that if I was back living them again at the same age with the experience I had,
yeah,
I would just do the same thing again.
I have regrets. It's like opportunity, you know, like being able to like just be able to take advantage of an opportunity, but I can't because I thought it was better to drink a $1,500 bar tab one weekend or something. You know, it's like you know, it's like, hey, let's just go spend like $300. You know, that's plenty.
That sounds like a good weekend.
You know, like stuff like that. Like you can, if I just maybe would have toned it down a little bit. And I don't necessarily regret having that fun. It's just tone it down.
I remember when Vin and I were meeting for the first time at Parks Casino in Philadelphia. He's laughing now because he knows what he said. He said, "Hey, buddy, how much are you bringing to gamble? Like 10?" And I was like, I was thinking like $100. So Vin thought I was some kind of that didn't even have 10 to gamble, man. I was like, I'm not dropping 10. I was like,
that was a
Parks Casino, not Vegas.
Like every weekend in Atlantic City, like nonstop, and I'm glad I've weaned off that habit. But
yeah, when they send a limo to New York to pick you up, you know that.
Yeah. But you know what? With that said, I never spent money that I didn't have to lose, and there was always a part of a bankroll. So, but yeah, I don't need to be spending time in casinos anymore.
No, what I mean, you know, if it was Vegas and we were there to have a good time and you wanted to, you know, but Parks Casino, I'm like, you know, we're just going to Parks Casino, right? Like,
you guys would have loved it because I was just on the cruise with my family and my wife, and I was trying to explain Red Roll to them, and they just like they looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
Well, people don't get the cash money Wayne system at 3-card poker either. But I mean, it's a guaranteed. It's like an ATM, baby. if they don't understand these systems, I mean, you just can't help them.
Oh my God.
Anyway, where were we in the news? Are we up to the mattress review video?
Yeah, I actually have this queued up, but I didn't watch it. So why don't you take it?
It's funny. Like I've seen a few videos by this Adam guy. He's pretty funny, and he provides good information at the same time. Basically, he's talking about mattress sales, and there's actually a few manufacturers that actually own like every mattress company. And if it isn't one of the big 2 or 3 mattress companies, all the same manufacturing subcontractors make all the mattresses. Like 2 manufacturing people make all the mattresses anyways. And then in between stores, like you go to Sears, a mattress is called X. You go to Walmart, the same exact mattress is called Y. And if you go to Macy's, the exact same mattress is called Z. All the same thing, all different price points, but because they're different names, 99.9% of the consumer base doesn't know that. There's no way for them to compare. They think there is a difference. Most stores are marking up mattresses like 50 to 60%. Online, the memory foam mattress thing is a huge thing on, and doing affiliate for that shit is huge. I think we've talked in the past how Sleepopolis got bought out by Casper, or one of the big review sites.
Yeah.
Like I have a $350 knockoff brand king size memory foam mattress from overstock.com that I am fairly certain is the same thing as a purple mattress, and I paid 20% of the price or whatever it works out. Like it's anyways, and yeah, it's an interesting video.
Well, we had a client who was in a different part of the mattress space who was very much of their marketing message was that memory foam causes cancer. So
right.
Bear that in mind, Garrett, while you have a nice sleep tonight.
Well,
so you only get 20% as much cancer because you paid 5 times less. They're not gonna put the full cancer in for that price.
Well, what kind of mattress do you have? You just have a spring?
It's latex, organic latex.
Organic latex. Isn't latex made from petroleum?
It comes from a tree. It's rubber. You can make it from petroleum.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't really believe memory foam causes cancer. I'm just trolling Garrett anyway. I just bought this mattress because I got a really big discount from a client. So same as Garrett, I was just looking for a good deal and it's comfortable. So
what?
It's not the best, but I tried.
No, thank you. You don't have to make me anything.
I forget what I was going to say now. Jern wants me to say Jern again. So, shout out to Jern.
Okay. Are you all right?
But yeah, I think the key thing on this story was really just the way when an industry is super consolidated, there's no escape online. People think, if I shop online, I'm going to get good reviews. I'm going to get things. You've got some shyster like Vin with his really well optimized affiliate site selling you the mattress that you would have bought in the shop.
Shyster, huh?
We all are. Come on, let's not lie about what we do here. We're not here to help people find the best mattress. We're here to make them buy the one that we've got on our number 1 on our top 10 mattresses list.
I was wrong, Steve. All these years, I thought latex was made out of petroleum.
No, it comes from trees, man.
You
can make fake rubber from petroleum, but it wouldn't be very organic. I mean, I guess technically, I guess petroleum is the most organic of organic things. I mean, it's 3 million year old organic matter. I mean, but apparently they don't count that.
Garrett, now that we're on Google Hangouts, you kind of outed yourself that you're not in a skyscraper and you're actually in a basement.
Yeah. I'm not at the airport. I'm not at the lake. I'm not on a mountain.
Facebook's going to go nuts.
I think people figured out he wasn't just like sat on like a window cleaning thing in front of a skyscraper halfway up the building.
Well, so my new office, I think my window, I'm going to have my desk in front of the window, looking away from the window, so it's going to be overlooking a bank.
Someone's gonna post on Twitter that, and you know who. You don't really own that basement. It's your mother's basement. So the new office is going to help to dispel that rumor that you not only own a basement, you have an office as well in a different building. So it's going to be like a double reveal.
There you go. Well, hey, I want to get to this article about
Blind 5-year-old.
Yeah, about the NLP stuff. It was you, Garrett. I'll let you intro it there, but I think it's fucking awesome.
If you read it, go ahead, because I read it last week.
Basically, this dude, his first update was misdiagnosed, and it wasn't really about any of this EAT authoritativeness or even your life, your money, or whatever you want to call it. And it's more about Google understanding language better and relevance of pages and rolling out several iterative updates to split test different results to see what have the best performance. So he goes into it in depth. It's about like a 10,000 word article here, so I can't really cover it all. But he talks about a lot of the machine learning, a lot of the natural language processing that Google is using. And his initial hunch was to just not do anything when his client site tanked. And he was correct. About 3 months later, 2.5 months later, the site recovered from absolutely no optimization changes. And that kind of just proved that the specific SERP was rolled back, and whatever iteration of language processing was used was incorrect, and they rolled it back, and they got their rankings back. So I thought that was really cool.
There's loads of graphs like that from previous updates as well. So I think he's definitely right. I think there'll be people that attempted to say, oh yeah, that's just one data point, but there's tons of these. If you just do some Google searches and look at people talking about the last 20 updates, it's just over and over and over again the same story. A lot of sites just bounce back with nothing. And I mean, I understand why a client might panic if they've got an SEO agency that they're kind of new with. Like, imagine you hired the agency, and I'm just trying to see the dates on this graph, like May 2018, and they grew you like 20%, and suddenly you tank 60%. I can get why you might worry about the agency or whatever, but if you've got a longer term relationship, I think you have to kind of really zoom these graphs out to like a 10-year period or a 5-year period. And then it's just like your poker graph. Like, you can run bad for a while, but if you're doing the right things, the graph always looks like a straight line up in the long term. But there's going to be, I mean, look at this site. Like Vince said, they did nothing wrong. There was a test, didn't work out for them, and they bounced straight back. There's going to be these dips. And if you just make panic adjustments to non-events, you're going to really screw yourself over. Like, say they decided, because people do all this bullshit analysis when things happen. They're like, oh yeah, link building's gone wrong. We must change our link provider, or it must be, Vin's lost it. He doesn't write as good content anymore. His team aren't using the right words, or, oh, we've got to restructure our whole site. You do all this crazy shit because you think something's happened. And if you'd just done nothing, you'd have kept on growing like you were before. So it prompts a lot of schizophrenic, crazy behavior from brands and businesses when you just keep plodding along with a solid, sensible strategy is often the right thing to do. Some of our clients a lot of our clients, they're not brands, they're SEOs. So they've got their plan. Like, the links they're buying from us aren't the links that we sell them because we think they need them. They're buying links that they specifically have spec'd out. They're like, I want this type of site, I want this, I want this, I want that. We price it up for them with all the weird requirements they've got, and then they keep building them. And if they get a penalty or a dip, or like you'd say you'd got a penalty if you were this graph, they just keep going with everything. They don't fire their content writers. They don't change their content template. They don't change their link metrics and other things they want from us. They don't restructure the site. They don't change anything. They just keep going for like 8 years, and then they sell the business for $80 million or something. They're so single-minded with I decided this is what's going to work in Google over the 10-year window that I'm going to try and sell over, and they just keep plugging away. Schizophrenically changing your strategy from month to month when there's an update or a test at Google it's just going to slow you down. Like, imagine you stop link building in August when this happened, and you didn't build any links till mid-November when you confirmed the recovery had happened. You've thrown away a 3-month lead to everyone else who just kept going.
Yeah, and then your data is worth shit after that for that time period.
Yeah, you've got no idea. You're starting again every time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me and Jared started looking at that last July or last August, and we kind of determined that you can't trust a ranking until it's been there for 60 to 120 days. And even then, by the time 120 days hits, there might be another algo change. So, you know, you just got to stick to best practices. You got to stick to high quality work, do the best job you can do, and like you said, just keep your head down and keep working.
This article, a couple down from Search Engine Land. Did you guys have a chance to read that one?
Oh, I've opened the TechCrunch one up. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I should have ordered it better. But so here's someone.
I've got it up now.
The guy that wrote this article, Christos Managoudas, he owns a site called, or he's the chief marketing officer of Doctor Anytime, which is a service in Greece and Belgium that gets a lot of traffic, like 100,000 a day, 100 whatever. They got hit by Medic. And in this article, for some reason they have their blog on a subdomain, fine, whatever. They did a bunch of stuff, and like I'm using bunny ears like stuff. They did a bunch of stuff, and towards the end of the article, he says, we aren't actually sure all this stuff we did. They got out of the penalty, but they're like, we're not sure anything we did actually got us out of that penalty. It seems more that the split testing was going on, and the SERP returned to normal at some point. Whatever you want to call normal. But
I just hate any article that has this EAT nonsense in, because it's just the latest bullshit.
Well, you guys said that you started adding names to your blog posts, right?
Yeah, we just put the person on our team that actually wrote the article.
Gotcha.
They have a little bio.
Well, yeah, well, I guess I'll clarify what I mean. Is like, you know, like with siloing, it's something we've all been doing since 2008, or, you know, for people who've been in the industry longer than me, since before then. It's just called putting your site in some kind of sensible order. Like, all this EAT shit is just another name for something that people have done before, like just have names, have authority, you know. We're just constantly inventing the latest. Oh, we can't explain this penalty, so let's say you need to silo. Oh, we can't explain this penalty, so let's say you need EAT. You've just always needed quality, and we should have had names on the site before. Like, good sites have the names of the authors of shit. Like, you don't have medical information that's just written by admin. You know, it was stupid not to had the actual writer who knows about medical shit have their name on it. But it's just common sense from before. I think all Google updates should be described as the common sense from before update.
Well, so to be devil's advocate, at what point, like, I agree, it's common sense to have that, but at what point would those things matter? Like putting an author bio, like
well, anything where you think it makes your site, think about, well, Google's long-term objective is to, from the ranking team, not from the business, obviously the business's long-term team is to sell more ads, that for their like search quality team, the long-term goal is to give results that their users think are better. So if you just always take a step back and think, if I was looking at this page and it was an article about the pimple on my penis, to use my favorite example, would I prefer to read that from admin or Dr. Birchwood Hasselbanks? I mean,
yeah,
you know, just use your common sense. You know, like what would what would a user think is better quality? And that's what Google's aiming for. I mean, they're missing, but they're trying, aren't they? I mean, so you've got to just think, what are they trying to achieve? And if you're trying to achieve the same thing, you'll end up at the same decision, probably 2 years ahead of most SEOs who are reacting to some bullshit update, making up a solution to it, analyzing a lot of bollocks data and trying to sell some course, which is what most people are doing. And it's just all nonsense.
Well,
you
don't need links to rank?
You don't. Watch last week's episode for more information.
And did you watch the
live stream?
The live deathmatch audit live stream?
No, I didn't see that. What happened?
Bertrand Hasselbanks was in the house.
One, I think Andy Dick is about to die.
What?
Okay, never mind. That joke is over your head.
He gets it now.
Yeah. Why is he about to die?
It just does not look healthy.
He got outed again?
Well, all right. So what happened was Stephen Kang from the SEO Signals group pitted Chase Reiner against somebody that I don't remember, unfortunately, sorry, to do an audit of some website. And it was some SEO agency's website out in New York City. And it's awful. Like Chase spent I think I watched for an hour and a half and finally gave up as to why it had taken him so long to do this. But anyways, they were going to pit Chase doing a full encompassing SEO audit versus whoever. And Chase had his live stream going while he was doing it. And I don't know, I'm sorry, man, you just don't look, you don't look healthy, but
he needs some more wine. But what I will say about Chase, I mean, fair play to him. He took some aggressive trolling and he takes it in good spirits. So I will say that for the guy. He keeps on trucking. I'm not really sure. I watched a little bit. I didn't watch as much as Garrett. Like I know a few of the guys were watching it. I jumped in for 20 minutes and I'm still not really sure what he was doing. Like looking for broken internal links on Ahrefs instead of just running Screaming Frog and all kinds of weird stuff. Like he seemed to be like, just determined to use the most difficult tool for the job.
Man was saying that the site that they were auditing was his old business partner's case study site that's just been sitting there since 2012. So I guess I would have hoped Stephen Kang would have found a better site to audit, or Stephen knew that and wanted to see if Chase or his opponent picked it up.
Whatever. I think this guy we should just stop talking about him and stop giving him attention. Because he just needs to go away.
He's pretty good spirited though. I mean, you can insult. He's like a Canadian. You can insult him and he apologizes.
Oh, sorry that you insulted me.
See, I don't think you're on Facebook unless you have like a secret account just to see what's going on. But this guy and his group is just like SEO Facebook group cancer, and it's just like every single day it's just this nonsense. And especially after he got outed for doing
yeah. Well, we covered that.
He started to suppress the rankings with this nonsense videos and more content just to push it down in the group. So I don't know. I wouldn't be taking
no, I'm not a fan of him. I just thought he took his punches in the face with a smile, which was very Canadian of him.
Yeah, I'm like the SEO fighter, right?
Oh Jesus, yeah, some crazy times, man. Well, you'll be here this year, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
You're not getting away with it. We're going to be talking to you about it for a good 10 minutes, so you better be ready to give us.
All right. Well, let's get through the news here. What else we got?
Oh, next up, Steve found a little tweet. If you want to break Google, go to.
We're back to TechCrunch. We skipped one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
yours as well.
What's that?
You put this up, Steve.
Was this me? Oh, 3D printing.
Yeah, this is totally a Steve article.
Yeah. Well, my articles are very non-SEO focused, so this doesn't work on iPhone. So maybe Garrett's been right all along. It's got that extra security. If someone 3D prints his head, they can't unlock his iPhone. But you can unlock someone's Android phone with a 3D printed head, which you can make from. I think they made these from a bunch of random pictures people had put on Instagram or something.
Just take a picture, and there's software that'll.
You need loads of pictures, but most people have enough pictures of themselves online, don't they? So you take a load of pictures.
That's enough for facial recognition on an Android phone to log in.
Yeah, it breaks most Android phones apparently. Yeah, but the main point was that the police wouldn't need a warrant to take a few pictures of you, print one out, and unlock your phone if you refuse. So using facial recognition as a biometric protection on your phone reduces your constitutional protections because they haven't got to take you to court to force you to unlock your phone. Just, So that was why I shared it, just because it's a security issue.
That's interesting.
Your password is still more secure because if you refuse to give it to them, they can force you to give it to them in court, but they have to take you to court.
Right.
Whereas this way, they can just take it from you without. Your biometrics are not a password.
If you're a extra, what do they call it, extra girl, and you have 1,000 pictures on Facebook, they could just put those.
They might not even need to have you in custody if they've managed to have someone pick your phone up out of your purse while you're in the bar or something. They might not even have to arrest you because they're looking for the evidence on your phone. They've got to,
So why is the iPhone X? It says only the iPhone X is defended against the attack. Like
they probably just have a better depth recognition. It probably.
I run an iPhone 6, so like I don't really know what's changed in all these generations.
Well, you're a few versions behind. It's just say.
I use my fingerprint. It has the article says here, Apple effectively killed its fingerprint Touch ID in favor of its newer Face ID. So Apple just has better facial recognition where, like, it can know looking at this 3D printed head that there's all those ridges.
There's just it just doesn't get fooled as easily.
There's a really simple solution for this. Just don't use the facial recognition.
Well, that's why I shared it, because that's my recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah. I got my mom an iPhone for her birthday, and the first thing she wanted to do was use the facial recognition. The first thing I told her not to do was use it, but she didn't listen.
They never do, man. They never do.
But I don't think my mom's gonna have anything on her phone that's gonna get her arrested, so it's okay. All right, now we're up to the tweet here.
Yeah, I just thought this was funny. -10 breaks Google image search. Does it still break it now? It was still breaking it, and
I just checked it a few minutes ago.
It does, yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. I've literally never seen a server error on Google before, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what images are the Illuminati trying to hide under the number -10 that Google has to protect them?
-10 dads.
What I think what happens is it just appends to the dynamic URL, and it makes it freak out because it probably thinks it's a broken link and not a search term.
What would -1600 come up with though?
Oh, let's find out. -1600. Oh, every number minus everything doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm saying. Look at the URL, and it looks like it's just a continuation of the dynamic portion of the URL.
Yeah. No. What if we do 69 -69?
I bet you that's going to be pretty difficult. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I would imagine.
I don't know. They'll have it fixed.
Oh, so if you do -69 69 69 69 69 asterisk 69 69 69, it works.
Ah, okay.
I accidentally hit the asterisk.
You got 428 to the end of that?
Sure.
Nice. Well, that's a cool little find.
But yeah, I've never seen. So that was who was that tweet by again? I've just closed it down. Better give them a shout out. Fernando Macia.
Macchia.
Oh, Macchia, yeah. Yin and yang of the numerical world, says Jern. And he got to hear me say Jern again. Double one, Jern. Triple one.
Well, I think we're up to this YouTube video if you want to talk.
No,
about
we're
it.
up to the main topic.
Okay.
The travel segment. So as you guys know, we do a new travel segment where we're going to try and help you guys come to Brighton SEO or basically any conference you want for free. Obviously, if it's a US conference that costs $2,000 to go to, you're fucked in terms of it being totally free. But we already explained to Vin how to get his hotel for free at Brighton SEO. Have you got your card yet, Vin?
No. I will get it.
Are you gonna make a move on? Because we're gonna be blogging about this. I've got the first post written.
All right. You know what? While you guys chat about it, I'll apply live on the.
Do you still have my link?
Yes, I do. Shut up.
Send it to him again.
I have it right here.
You get 25,000 less points if you don't use the link anyway. So
Vincent, your friend Garrett has referred you.
There we go.
Wait, so
my friend random internet dude that I found on a forum referred me for one, and they wouldn't give me the extra points. I'm guessing he referred like 800 people or something, and they know what he's up to.
If you didn't see last week's episode, let me tell you what's going on here.
Go on.
Wait, you gotta help me first if you want me to sign up for.
Oh, all right, go on. Help Vin first, and then we'll give him some.
How do I avoid my credit score dipping by opening a?
Your credit score will dip by 3 points.
Okay.
It will not materially affect.
Hard inquiry. I mean, honestly, if you haven't had a hard inquiry this year, you're probably not going to.
Oh, and the thing is as well, like a month later, when American Express give you a $15,000 limit and put that on your credit file, your utilization will go down, so your score will go back up again.
Yeah. But
I've applied for 5 cards in the last 3 months, and I've lost 8 points.
Yeah, my concern is because I did have a hard inquiry, just because I just opened the restaurant, so I don't know.
Just don't worry about hard inquiries. More cards are better. You'll lose at most 10 points if you apply for 5 in 3 months, which you're not going to do.
Oh, okay. So I applied for like 7 cars and got them all in 3 months. Okay, and my score did go down 25 points until this morning. It went back up higher than what it was.
The more limit you have, the higher your score ends up being until it gets near perfect. So more limit is always more of a benefit than hard inquiries. But yes, you will lose 3 points today.
Yeah. I mean, I understand how credit works, but I'm not. You guys have like, how many credit cards do you have each?
Didn't I whip out my wallet the other night here?
He showed them all on the air last time, so let's not do that again.
All right. We're not going to do it. All right.
I mean, I carry 5 around with me so that I use the right one. So I've got them all. But I've got more in my.
I have the Delta Platinum card. I have the Hilton card that you're going to get. I have the British Airways card. What else is in here? That one doesn't have any points. That's just the one I've had forever.
This is my main card at the minute.
I have
the
Virgin card. Doesn't really give you any points, but like you can finance your basement renovation for free if you're doing it yourself. Got a Menards card. Same shit. Got my Amex Gold business card that is awesome.
Oh, American Express Business is amazing, but we won't talk about that today because that's going to be the next one Ben gets.
All right, go ahead and let's get into today's topic.
All right, so the main gist of why we're talking about this is loads of you guys run businesses, you run small agencies, you buy ads on behalf of clients, you travel to conferences, you have business spend, and you're taking crappy 1-2% cashback deals from banks. Now, on the face of it, when you take these travel cards, you're getting 1% cashback or 2% cashback, depending on how you value the points. But if you use them smartly, you can get like 7% back on what you spent, especially if you grind the bonuses, maximize your credit score, and all the kind of stuff we're going to teach you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Vin to Brighton SEO in style and for free, except for his, $100 ticket to the actual event. And maybe like $100 in fees for like the airline flight or something. We'll figure that out. Probably go via Dublin. So there's going to be, I think we said, what did we say at the beginning? We'd try and keep you below $300 total spend to come to Brighton SEO in style. So we're going to just show you how to do that. But you're going to have long-term wins because you're going to have all the right cards to maximize your points on all of your business spend, and your family won't pay for another holiday again. And I realized that this year, like I'm planning my next family holiday, and I just spent a fortune on my family, including the grandparents and my kid and stuff, going on expensive flights to America so we can hang out with people that have moved out there and the family and stuff. And I realized that next time I do that, it'll be completely free. Just the fuel surcharges and taxes is all I'll be paying.
Very cool.
So we're just going to show you guys how you can do one really cool story. Like Vin's going to come to Brighton SEO in style for $300. But once he's got all these cards, he's going to have lots of free family holidays as well.
Nice.
So that's why we're doing this segment. So I just wanted to talk about internal flights in the US. So you might be thinking like, oh, you want to fly American Airlines, you want to fly Delta. The best card for you to get is the American Airlines or the Delta card or the United card. If you're still masochistic enough to want to get beaten up and dragged from a plane, you get the United card. Loads of the time, though, their British partner or their German partner, in the case of United with Lufthansa, will sell their flights for less points than they sell them for if you're flying domestic within the US. So take Delta, for example, and American Airlines, because they're the two I'm familiar with. A lot of mid-haul, so sort of around the 2.5 hour mark length flights in first class, one way at 15,000 points. Whereas American Airlines want 24,000, Delta want 21,500 for the same hops. Now, if you're only on 1 point per spend, your client's advertising campaign, they have to spend an extra $6,000 for you to collect those points. So if you're an agency where you only have a few pay-per-click clients and you're doing 10,000 a month, you're getting a return trip in first class every 3 months, or you're getting a return trip in first class every 5 months. And you're better off on the BA program if you're just doing loads of domestic first flying and collecting points for them. Now, there are benefits to the Delta card in the US specifically because you get Sky Club, an annual bonus, you get an MQM waiver. So if you're flying just nothing but Delta, grinding the Delta card might make sense, but it might make more sense for you to have the Virgin card for domestic first redemptions. And I just booked connecting long haul across America, coast to coast, for the whole family for 47,500 points. And that would have been, I booked it in economy, hand baggage only, because I got status of the airline and One World Elite. Only one of the basic levels, though, that it's enough to, but again, because I've qualified on BA's program, on American Airlines program, I'd get nothing. But on the same tier on BA's program, I credit my American Airlines flights to BA to get BA status. I get to pick the equivalent of Comfort Plus. I forget what main cabin extra American Airlines call it for free. So we're going to sit at the front, extra legroom seats with the free drinks for free for 47,500 points with a connection, and it's like an $800 ticket if I paid cash for it. Wow. And that is just that's just the bonus basically you get on the BA card, right, Garrett? You got 50,000 points on the BA card in America.
Yep.
And so the card's giving you $800 back on how much spend?
$3,000.
You spend $3,000, you get $800 back in travel for you and your family.
Do you guys sign up as your business or as under your personal?
My personal card. So I did the BA card, $3,000 over 3 months. That's $1,000 a month. Most people easily have day-to-day expenses that are $1,000.
Now, is it okay to commingle personal and business expenses on there as long as you work that out with your accountant at the end of the year?
In the UK,
that's up to you.
Yes.
I don't recommend that, but that's up to you.
In the UK, yes, but not for all of them. You want to keep it to a minimum. I tend to just clear the personal ones on personal spend, and the business cards. Obviously, that's one thing you really want to watch, though. The banks are really strict on the business cards. You do not want to be doing any personal spend on a business card. You will get your account shut down more aggressively. Business spend on a personal card is okay, but one, as long as your accountant confirms it's okay in the state you're in the US, because it's different state to state what the company laws are. But two, in terms of the bank's view of when you get shut down, if you start buying 50 grand's worth of stuff at Walmart and selling it on eBay every month on your personal credit card, the bank is just going to discontinue their relationship with you for life, and you're never going to be able to get another bonus from them again. So use common sense.
Yeah.
Like one hotel, like you have the Starwood Preferred Guest Amex. Your business gold card is not available on Amex Travel. So you can't get the 5x points of that particular Marriott or SPG property. And you want I don't know how much the American one is. The UK one is 6 points per spend. So you want to get the 6 instead of the 1 that you'll just get on your card because you can't book it on American Express Travel. One receipt at one hotel all year that you claim back. In most of the time, that's fine. But again, check with your accountant, check your state. Depends how you're incorporated, whether you're an LLC or a C corp.
Corporate bill. You shouldn't. You don't want to do that. You shouldn't be commingling. Funds.
Yeah.
Well, you should speak to your accountant and do it then if it's okay. Like in England, it's fine as long as it's.
I am not an accountant. I am not giving official advice. But
well, I'm not either for England. Speak to your accountant, but if it's okay in your state for you to run the occasional hotel bill through, then you can do it. If it's not okay with your LLC setup in whichever state you're in, then don't do it.
So is there a card for this week, or is the tip just look at the arbitrage?
Well, I think the tip is if you're an infrequent flyer, like if you're not flying enough to get status with Delta, or if you're not flying enough to get status with American, you're better off with the BA card and the BA bonus because you'll get more miles per dollar spent and you'll get cheaper redemptions per dollar spent. Like I worked it out with Garrett. Like if it wasn't for the benefits he was getting for being a Delta elite, it was way, way better for him to put all of his personal spend on the BA card because the cashback rate equivalent was just enormous because of how cheap BA get the American redemptions. But because he's a Delta elite and he needs the MQD waiver and all the other things he's trying to do
to fly anybody else other than
blah 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 blah. Because he's a Delta elite and he's trying to he flies enough to make it essential that he stays at Delta, it doesn't apply. But if you're only going on your family holidays, BA points are worth more to you flying in American Airlines than American Airlines points are if you're just collecting them on the credit card. So that's the kind of tip for this week. If you're looking to get luxurious first class trips with your family, you have a decent family budget, you and your wife on a joint account are going to run up a lot of points, or you and your partner or whatever, because I'm not married either, run up a lot of points on your personal cards, then don't always look at the obvious solution like, oh, I'll get the AA card. The BA card will actually get you cheaper redemptions, even though you're only ever going to use it to redeem an American domestic.
British Airways card right now is the Aer Lingus card. It's the exact same thing, except it's still $3,000 in 3 months. You still get the $50,000 maybe. I don't believe with the BA card, if you spend 30 grand in a year on the card, you get a companion certificate, which I think is extreme. On the Aer Lingus card, they don't even have that. But I think the Aer Lingus card is worth grinding. Then all of a sudden you have 100,000 avios. I can fly my family.
Well, the companion certificate's worth around $1,500. That's kind of the face value of it. So you're getting an extra. How much is that? 15 on. It's an extra 5%.
I guess back. Personally for me, it's like I'm not going to be flying AA. I'm just going to use these 50,000 points plus the points I got from the card spend. I'll do a one-way to Florida first class for my family of 4 on American Airlines, and then
I'll fly back on Delta with points.
Yeah, I'll use all the fuck-ton Delta points I
have. That's what I do with most of my BA points. Like I'm flying from Miami to Philadelphia and back.
BA is British Airways. Is that?
Yeah, British Airways is One World, so they're with American. Lufthansa's Star Alliance, so they're with United, and Virgin is with.
This shit is
Delta.
Like so much. I don't know how you keep track of all this because like I have to like keep constantly read stuff and.
Well, this is why this is my segment. I'm on top of the situation.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
This is the only segment I'm interested in case you guys hadn't noticed, SEO bores me now. Like nothing's changed since 2010, you fuckers. Just do some work and get some money. Like there's been like one Google update, like Penguin 1. And even then it's like debatable. I mean, it was an update that fucked all of our scammy sites over, but
Yeah.
you know, we were just taking the piss with those in the first place, and we knew it. Like, you know, when you're ordering off some guy where he spent more on his image than he charges you for the 4,000 links, you know you're taking the piss. I mean, you're under no illusions of what you're doing in that situation. So,
well, you got me hooked on this. I'm definitely going to be doing it. I'm going to ask you a few questions about.
So, I mean, my one thing I will say, because I want to be fair to, you know, I don't want to. And remember, we're never going to have a points and miles affiliate business. I'm not going to say I'm never going to have a business in travel, because we have got some ideas for some stuff that I'm going to do in travel, but we're never going to be doing the kind of sign up for this credit card and I'll get money kind of bullshit. So I can safely say I'm not recommending any of these deals or cards to Vin based on money that I'm going to make. We're trying to just give you guys the cards that we've actually signed up for. Like, Garrett signed up for this card before we had the idea for this segment. Like, he wanted the card, signed up for
Hilton
it.
card, if you guys don't know, there's no annual fee.
No fee, baby.
No fee. You only have to spend $1,000 in 3 months. Super easy to clear the bonus, and you get
at least $350 worth of points.
So I got 80,000 points. When Vin uses my referral link, he gets 100,000 Hilton points. And what I did, obviously, I got my 80,000 bonus points, and I think I had another 60,000 points from my stays in the past year. They had a little deal. You can transfer all my Hilton points to Amazon at half a cent per point. So I had 140,000 points, roughly. That was $700 for free at Amazon. I did a third of my Christmas shopping for free this year.
The other really good use for Hilton points is at the Disney lakes, or whatever they call it, the just outside Disney resorts. They get all the extra perks that the proper Disney resorts do, the Hilton ones, and you're getting about 20-30% more per point than Garrett got. Obviously, that's for those of you with a family who want to go to Disney and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what Garrett and his family want to do, but that's another really good use for the Hilton points. So obviously for a Vin, it's all about free nights in Brighton.
So basically, I want a hotel credit card, and I want an airline credit card.
And you want a generic points credit card where you can transfer them. So when we get to that one, the third one, we're going to be talking about comparing the Starwood Preferred Guest card, which is Marriott, so technically not a hotel card, but they're transferable points, and they have more airline partners than American Express, and we're going to compare the two options. We're going to have a little look at Chase. We're not going to look at Capital One, because I don't like them. They're new. They've only just got their transfer partners.
Isn't that Venture Card like one of the? Right now, the Venture Card's like the best travel card. The welcome bonus is insane, like 150,000 points or something.
Yeah, but they don't give it to anyone.
Oh.
And it's such a new program. I wouldn't want to. I'm not going to go on the air and. Well, they've pulled Capital One. Were the first people when the going got tough in the credit market to pull all of their points cards in the UK. Oh. They were like one of the first to go. Whereas, Amex is, if they can keep on trucking somehow, they're going to keep going. Chase is really aggressive with getting rid of their least profitable customers. So I don't like that either, because you might be one of their least profitable customers if you're a really smart grinder of where you spend and you only spend in bonus. So I'm going to be picking a bank that I think people are going to be able to have a long relationship with, and actually, because most of the people we're talking to aren't going to be like the points guy, where they're traveling so much, collecting millions of points. It's going to be like a small business where you're spending your business spend on a business card, your personal spend on a couple of personal cards, and trying to get some good free family holidays, or you don't have the business budget to go to all the conferences you want to go to, but you could afford the tickets if all the travel was free. We're trying to help those people with if you've got shitloads of money and you can rack up millions of points, then yeah, gamble on the new Capital One card. And if you just have to dick all your points over to American Airlines speculatively because the program's closing down, it doesn't matter. because, you know, whatever, you're rich anyway, and I'm sure you'll spend them on American Airlines at some point. But what you want is something like membership rewards, where it's not going away. Definitely, they're not going to change the program, and you can keep them there forever. So most of my recommendations are going to be safe. Garrett's right. You can get bigger bonuses if you don't listen to all my recommendations and you want to try some of the new programs and stuff like that. But I'm going to go for the straightforward stuff. Amex does have a slightly higher acceptance rate than some of the other cards. Chase has limits like 524, so you can't maximize all your bonuses across. So if you just wanted to grind bonuses for 2 years, you could probably do like 18 cards over 2 years and get like 1 million or 2 million points. If you want to pick up Chase cards, you have to do the 5 Chase cards you want first, and then you're never going to get another Chase card again because you're going to be over 524 the rest of your life grinding other bonuses. So it just depends what your goals are. You could probably, just like I've got all the cards I need from American Express, well, and the Virgin card, obviously they issue their own card with Virgin money. You could probably do the same with Chase. Get the 5 you want and then not apply for any more. But they have been known, I've been reading a lot in forums, if you go and like you do the 5 that Chase will let you get out the door, then you just go fucking nuts elsewhere applying for cards, grinding bonuses. Chase have been known to bin you because they know you're likely to be a low profit customer. Jern wants me to say Jern again. So only go with Chase, Jern, if you like the risk. So I don't like banks that like to shut people down because they're not profitable enough. Like if you're profitable at all, they should keep you. And I think I like American Express's pragmatism. I like the customer service. I've had some amazing customer service from American Express when stuff's gone wrong. And they've got some great bonuses at the minute. And like Garrett said, the gold card might not have as big a bonus, but for reasons we will explain to Vin when we're picking his business card. And I'll be fair, we will present the other cards, but I will be recommending the American Express card that Garrett's got. Or depending on the luxurious lifestyle that Vin wants to lead, the platinum card. But it's actually really close. Like I'm joking, there is a fee of the platinum card, but it is really close between them.
I get the platinum card offers more than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, they make more profit from it but you do get more benefits. I actually went with slightly different from Garrett. I went for gold for the personal card and platinum for the business. But I guess Garrett has with his platinum Sky Miles card all the benefits he needs with the airlines he flies with because he only flies Delta. So yeah. There's no point in him kind of worrying about his personal spend too much where he was going to put it. Just clear the Hilton bonus and then go back to Sky Miles.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the cards I have and the airlines I like, and I'm going to let you tell me what to do.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. do the Hilton one quickly. Get $1,000 spent just out of your normal spend over the next few weeks, and then we
haven't said enough. The whole key is here. Don't spend money you weren't going to spend, because then you're probably going to end up paying interest, which devalues the points that you're getting, or you're just spending money on shit that you weren't going to buy anyways to get the points. So
I'm just going to have a few of my my buddy writers invoice me in PayPal so I can pay them with my credit card through PayPal.
Oh, there you go.
Well, do you think I'm going to lose money through the PayPal fee if I do that?
No, because they pay it.
That's right.
It's just the same as if you pay them on PayPal. They pay a fee.
No, I pay the fee as the seller.
Oh
no, the writers pay the. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can find some personal stuff to spend $1,000 on that you were going to spend over.
That was one of my questions.
Why surely your grocery bill is $1,000 a month, or close.
Grocery and gas must come close to $1,000.
I'm still waiting for word agents to earn $1,000 a month.
Well, just be quiet now.
I'm on food stamps too over here, but.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Like when we get to the business, I'll just say when we get to the business one, because a lot of you run small SEO agencies, we'll run through some of the stuff Ben was alluding to there, like how you can use PayPal to pay suppliers, how you can use the right card to maximize. And that's partly why Garrett loves the gold card, because of the 5x on advertising. And next year we've got a new project where he's going to be racking up an absolute shitload of points, because by the end of I did the spreadsheet, and by the end of the year, Garrett's probably going to be putting, you know, 5,000-10,000 a month on the card. So that's going to be 25.
5x on advertising?
I thought you got 5x on the gold. No, you could pick that's one of your categories with Facebook. What did you get with Facebook?
I'm getting it pulled up here. Hold on.
Is it just 5x on travel, then 3x on Facebook?
No, the gold card is 3x on airfare, book directly.
Yeah.
2x on my other 4 categories, which is loading. So it's 3x on airfare, 2x points on advertising and select media, gas, which I don't spend much on, shipping, I don't spend much on, 2 points on computer hardware or software, which still not as much as travel. 1 point.
Yeah, so you're going to be spending, let's just call it 6.
Spending that much on advertising, I'm going to get the platinum card, grind that bonus, because I'll easily clear that then.
Yeah. I mean, we'll split it. We'll work out what you need, and I'll because I want to do some of my dollar card. But yeah, we'll split it so we get a good chunk in. But let's say he spends 6, and he's getting 2x. That's 144,000 points a year. So every 2 years, he gets enough for 4 people, so 2 parents and 2 kids, to fly in Virgin upper class return to Europe.
Well, can you imagine some of these agencies that are doing like?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a reason they sponsored Brighton SEO. American
$1
Express,
million a year in PPC, and it's like
American Express.
I can't take enough first class flights to use these points up.
American Express, they sponsored Brighton SEO, and their tagline was "Don't do paid advertising without an Amex," because it's your client's money.
Yeah.
Google and Facebook are paying the fee, and you're getting free travel paid for by Google and Facebook.
Wow.
And they can't not take American Express. They can't not take business cards. Well, and if they stop taking American Express, like Garrett said, you just switch to the Capital One business card, and they still get fucked because Visa signature charges them even more than Amex. They can't win, like, unless they just don't want to take credit card. But then agencies aren't stupid. They'll just not spend as much of their clients' money with people that won't take it. Like if Facebook stopped, they'll switch to Google.
Yeah.
So when an owner is flying first class around the world 8 times a year, it's amazing how his recommendations to his clients will change if Google doesn't want to take American Express anymore. And they know it. So we'll walk you through the business stuff next. Well, not next time. Next time we're going to do Vin's personal airline card. And then in February, we'll do the business card. So if you want to watch that first episode in February, we're going to be talking about the business card and how you optimize your business spend to get maximum travel.
We should almost start doing like just a separate 30-minute video every week with some like notes and stuff, because it is a lot to keep track of. I can't keep track of it all.
All right.
Well, there's going to be a blog post. Like I think we keep the segment on the show because it gives me something that I enjoy on the show, because all this SEO stuff makes me want to kill myself. You know, we get a little segment on the show where we talk about travel for SEO people. We'll get Vin to Brighton SEO, and you guys can follow him on his journey. There's going to be a blog post though. Once he gets the Hilton card and clears the bonus, I'm going to help him get it booked. And then we'll move on to the next section, and we'll blog it all the way through as well. So you guys that want to actually read it and concentrate on what we're saying, we're going to write it up as well.
Cool, man.
And Garrett loves the gold, according to Jernburn.
Hey, so do you guys want to do this review here, or?
Oh yeah. So what did you think,
right.
Ben? I think you made it 5 minutes in.
I thought the guy's outfit was very interesting. I don't know. I didn't get far enough into it to know if he's just a joke or if he's just pandering to an unsavvy audience.
Well, let's go through some of the key points. I mean, the first one was right at the beginning of the video. Right at the beginning. Oh, I have notes. Right at the beginning of the video. The longer the phrase, the better. I mean, that's been one of our SEO mottos from the beginning, right? Like the longer the phrase, the better. I mean, you know, what is the best sales strategy? I mean, come on, dude. Like, come. Oh, and then his first tip for how to build some links was write in Medium. So the first thing he's criticized, he comes on the show and he criticizes Grant. We're talking about what's his name again? Chris Kemper or some crap. I don't know. Is that his name? Chris Semper? It's the Link Research Tools.
Chris Kemper,
yeah. So I'm really angry about this at the minute because some of our clients have started using his tool, so we've had to buy an account, even though I think it's just whatever. They're using it to just I don't know what they're using it for, because they can't look at a link and see if it's good or not or something or whatever. I don't know. So we've bought it just to check it out and see what they're looking at. What annoyed me the most though was our client said to us, "Oh, one of our other suppliers fucked us over with some links that were toxic on LinkResearchTools, so now we're going to run all your links through it too. So you need to get a copy and check it in advance." It's like, well, that doesn't sound like a good deal for us. Why don't you just fire those other fuckers? But anyway, so we're checking this tool out. So the first thing you do, you sign into this tool, and there's like 87 different tools in there, and God help you trying to work out which one you're supposed to fucking use for anything.
A lot of shit going on in there.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them do the same thing.
Yeah, they basically just all look at links, but. So why are the 57? And you know, in Ahrefs, you just want to look at a link and get the metrics. You just bang it in the search bar and hit enter, and some shit comes up. Like, you might have to click about if that's not the shit you wanted, but as a starting point, as a new user, being able to like slap a link in and get some shit I'm kind of feeling like that would be good. Instead, you're presented with this dashboard with 57 options, none of which make any sense at all. I mean, it's like, fucking hell. So yeah, I wasn't impressed. It seems really expensive considering that it just seems like a piece of shit. And Google, as we discussed earlier in the show, confirms that you shouldn't bother looking at it because, you know, Google's already figured this shit out. So, you know, they're probably just ignoring the bad ones. But anyway, so Grant Cardone, as you know, you're not expecting him to give you some good shit on SEO. But he does this, the video's been renamed. He used to do an Ask the Expert series. So he would have experts from different parts of the world and industries come and talk to him about what they know that he doesn't. But obviously he's decided that he'd rather rename it The Secrets to Internet, whatever, blah, blah, the video's called now. Because anything with secrets in the title, you know you're going to learn some legit shit.
Yep.
So the first thing Chris criticizes Grant Cardone for is you're really huge on social, but you're just not doing enough proper link building. And Grant goes, well, how do I fix it then? And he goes, well, you should post on Medium. Like, you've just told the guy you're just doing social shit. Oh, here's another social media site you should get on. It's like, what the fuck is this? I don't know, but don't worry. Chris assures us, I did my due diligence on what you were doing before I got on the show, Grant. So don't worry, due diligence was done. So don't worry about it, people.
And did you hear the number of links that each of those people had to their sites? That's something I picked up on right in the beginning.
Yeah.
One had like 5 million links, and the other had
Chris has 5 million links.
Referring domains or links?
Probably.
No, it's definitely just links. Like put LinkResearchTools into Ahrefs.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
There's no way he has 5 million links.
So let's say he has 5 million links. I just Googled link tool. Number one is something about manufacturing.
LinkResearchTools has 2,600 referring domains and 48,000 backlinks.
So either he was like select, because obviously the audience watching this, like Garrett pointed out,
number 5 for link tool.
Like Vin said, I think.
What's more funny to me is the top 4 is not relevant at all to my query.
Well, that's Google's new feature because they understand language. They're trying to randomly.
Link tool group, you know, they're selling punches
and Chris Kemper's branded domain, ChristophKemper.com, has 252 referring domains.
Has that got 5 million links?
No, 252 referring domains, 5,000 links, and is indexed
So you're
for
quoting him.
300
He said
keywords.
5 million links to LRT.
Said 5 million links live in there. And the thing is, maybe he has a site that has 5 million links and 250,000 linking root domains or something. But the thing is, he's on a show, like Vin said, to people who are less knowledgeable about the SEO industry. Everyone's going to think he means he's got 5 million links to LinkResearchTools, and that's how badass his business is, because he's criticizing Grant Cardone's business for only having 200,000 links. And he's saying, well, I've got 5 million. If he's not talking about his actual business and he's criticizing Grant Cardone's actual business, what are the viewers going to think? They're thinking he's talking about his business is 5 million links. Like Vin said, he's got fuck all. He's got more than us because we don't build any links to our website because we're not trying to rank for any kind of thing to do with link building. But he's got no links basically, and he's criticizing Grant Cardone for having no links. Grant Cardone, I guarantee you, has more links than this Chris Semper guy. So he's lying. Well, he's not lying.
Well,
maybe some bullshit site he has 5 million links. I love the 1-800-Flowers thing because he talks about all the great work he did for them. They got outed by the New York Times for link buying. So maybe like pick some better case studies, ones that we don't all remember, got outed to the fucking New York Times. It's not like they got outed in some backwater paper in Oklahoma that's read by one town. The New York Times covered their link buying. I kind of feel like probably shouldn't have covered that one. Oh, and then his definition of co-citation is you should link to your competitors. Every mention among your competitors will help you. Now, let me refer to, and I hate doing this, but this is the Rand of the week where someone was more dumb than Rand. So he's actually the Rand of the week. I'm going to use the real Rand to correct him because Rand did this test. Co-citations that help you are where there are super authority pages. So say like a government site had a list to 10 government approved asbestos. It was a list of government approved asbestos removers in a state like Minnesota. If all of the really high authority people are on that page, you being on that page too gives you a strong co-citation. That's a good co-citation. You deliberately building a link to your competitor to get a co-citation when your competitor already outranks you by 4 pages, that's not a good citation. That's just stupid. You should pick someone else authoritative to be co-cited with that you're not a competitor with to link to. But he thinks that's the co-citation. You should just link to your competitors, and that'll definitely work out for you. And there's one other one here. Oh, yeah, the forums thing that Garrett was laughing at. I'll let you do that one, Garrett, because you just really cracked up on it.
I was just skimming through the video, but he said something about the best place to get your links is from where your audience is. Fair enough for targeting and traffic, I suppose, but I thought the intent of the video was for organic search.
It was meant to be.
And I'm not sure if he was implying that building 5 million forum links was going to solve your link building issue.
He definitely was.
Or he just changed gears to doing something sensible.
Well, no. He said medium links will do your SEO good. He said forum links. I mean, and I know Vin will tactically get forum links, but he's not expecting them to be the bedrock of his actual SEO links.
It's a very different type of forum link. It's not profile or signature links. It's contextual forum links based on they have value.
Well, and it's to leak traffic, isn't it? More than anything, when you're
right.
Which is what he's already telling. He's telling Grant Cardone, you're great at leaking traffic. You're great at social. You need to build your rankings. But then all the tips he gives him through this whole fucking video are linked to your competitors and leak traffic from forums. It's like they're the things that Grant Cardone's already nailing it at. You've given him no actual SEO tips, except maybe get penalized like one. Well, they didn't get penalized because Google said, well, these links were so shit, we've never even counted them. But like 1-800-Flowers, I mean, come on, dude.
Well, the thing is, like 5 or 6 years ago, we used to have LRT. and it was nowhere near this confusing to use. It was a nice little tool that you could dump some domains into it. It would just give you, it's like using DR or DA.
Well, we used to use it for clients that wanted to do a disavow, and it had like a disavow tool builder, and you could just dump it in.
Super simple, and it just gives you an idea.
I agree with Sam Romain.
And
read him out. What does Sam Romain say?
LRT blows.
What do we think in this town? LRT sucks. In this town, we think LRT
I don't understand why it has so many tools built into it, like 40 different tools, but only 26 of them are tools, and they all have different credits, and every single tool takes more credits than the other. And I'm using my hands a lot. I can't wrap anything around it. It's very crazy. Like, and what, like,
I hate it. I think it's a piece of trash. I think it's confusing. There's too much.
What did I tell you last time? I think the Garrett Naked Eye test works just as well, and you're not paying this guy $2,500 a month for the high-end package that most agencies need to be able to dump enough websites through it.
Yeah, I don't like it, but
I mean, you're talking 30 grand a year, which may be a lot, may not be a lot for you.
Well, it's always a lot. I mean, 30 grand is a lot of money no matter who you are.
The value at that end. I think you can look at a website. You can look at even Ahrefs. I think Ahrefs traffic estimate stuff is good to show a trend. If traffic is flat, probably a safe site. They don't do much promotion. If you can see where a site was going down and hitting penalties, you don't want to link from that shit. If you see a site that's flat going up, thumbs up. And then you look at like the training videos I do for the team, unpaid links, like all that kind of stuff. Just naked eye test. I think it works just as well. The light
John has a good point here.
20.
You pit. I think my main point with sharing this as the review was people are buying this tool to get advice on links. And if you watch this video, this is the guy. This is the advice that he thought was good for him to share on Grant Cardone's channel, which is probably the biggest audience he's ever spoken to. I mean, Grant gets a lot of views on share. I don't know how many views that video had. Let me have a look now. So it's probably more people than have ever listened to Chris talk before. I mean, 25,000 people watch that. I mean, that's more people than Chris has ever spoken to at some wanky SEO conference of 200 people in the auditorium. Like no one's ever, that many people have never heard him speak before. And that's how he wanted to represent the SEO industry, post on Medium and spam up some forums. And he's the guy that you're going to trust his tool and his opinion on what's a good link and how you're going to build your link strategy. I wouldn't trust him as far as I'd fucking trust licking up my own piss off the floor based on that video. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's pathetic. It's an embarrassment to the industry. Imagine a financial advisor going on the news, his biggest ever audience, and starts just saying nonsense.
Oh, it sounds like American financial news, but
well, yeah. probably. Oh, we got Abbott Travel in the chat. I don't know if I already said hello. Hello, Abbott Travel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just the quality of the public face of SEO embarrasses me. And
you know, like I saw that he sells like training and you can get certified in LRT tools. I honestly think if you were going to use this suite of tools, you better spend the $3.99 because I don't know how you learn all of this. It's so much.
I'll tell you what. I will sell you LinkResearchTools training for $150. You send me $150. I'll have a 5-minute Skype call with you. I'll say, don't use this piece of shit.
Oh, when you log in, he offers an ebook. Excuse me, Understanding Penguin.
Oh, here's how you understand Penguin. Don't build shit links. PBNs probably aren't good now unless you're really fucking smart. And if you're really fucking smart, you don't need this wanky ebook.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 tools on the main page of the dashboard.
So I may have exaggerated with 360, but you know, there's a lot of tools.
Then, to use some of these tools, which I found out, you have to run other reports against the tool to get an accurate data set, apparently, which I was really confused about last night. So then I dumped a bunch of domains from my competitor in there, and I wasted all my fucking credits. Then I got pissed that we paid like $77 for this trial, which is fine, but it's like, well, now I have to spend like $2,000 to get more credits to try this again, and I still don't know what I'm doing. And there, you have to run a link alert report against something to get a detox report that's accurate for your domain. And it's like, you would think you could just, like it used to be, you just dump a bunch of domains in there. And
that's making me mad just hearing you talk.
Oh, it's a terrible tool. You don't want to even look at it. The trial is not enough of a trial to even look at one competitor and get any information. And it's cost the same as Ahrefs cost for the whole month just to trial it for a week. It's a joke. Sam Romain says, that's why I was laughing in the middle of Garrett talking. I wasn't laughing at Garrett. I'd seen what Sam had typed. Hey guys, I have an idea to increase revenue. Let's make our product so confusing that you can't use it unless you use our training. And I agree. I'd imagine that his certification is about as worthwhile for your agency as ClickFunnels certified. Yeah. And don't even get me started on HubSpot certifications. I mean, come on, people. You don't know how to run a blog and a mailing list. Are you fucking retarded? But hey, let's get HubSpot certified. We're a HubSpot partner. Certified. I mean, give me a break. You don't know how to use marketing automation and an emailing list. Someone at your agency should be able to code up your own marketing. I mean, not that you would, because that would be dumb. But you should have someone who knows enough about it to code up your own solution to basic marketing automation needs. Let alone, you need to be certified in using some tool. And then you're only ever going to sell one tool. So you don't know anything about the whole market or the best tool for your clients. Like, because for all we rip on ClickFunnels, we use it for some stuff because for some really simple shit, you have to do like 3 clicks to set up the automation you want. And it's a really great tool for that. If you're a HubSpot partner, you're going to sell someone a $500 a month HubSpot membership to do something ClickFunnels does for $79 or whatever it is now. Some amount under $100 anyway for the basic. Like, you're going to sell someone something 5 times more expensive because you've done a certification in just one program. All these shysters make me so angry.
I don't even know about. I've heard about LinkResearchTools in the past, but it's never even been on my radar to even look at it.
I kind of think it has some merits to some small degree, but outside of that, I think anybody intermediate or above in SEO or link building, it is not worth it.
If you can't look at a site and just say, yeah, I want my link there, or no, I don't want my link there, especially when backed up with data on Ahrefs, which is cheaper and more accurate, this isn't going to help you. Well, because you're not going to want to spend the money. I mean, like let's say, because the current Google climate is they ignore the bad links. So what does 10 links cost? I mean, we looked at the Black Friday sales for all the link buying people. The average paid link is, I mean, we're way cheaper. But the average paid link that people were doing on their Black Friday sale on Charles Float's Black Friday deals thing, I mean, we were doing 2 for $97. So we were way doing the Black Friday deals on the paid links. The average price was like people were discounting to $200 for a shitty paid link. So let's just say the average paid link that you can get if you shop around a bit is $200. Then you buy 10 of them for $2,000. And say Google, as we found in our research, has caught 30% of the sites typically. So you're only actually getting 7 links. That's $600 is you're going to waste in every $2,000 spent. But you, like Garrett said, if you're building a serious number of links, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars for LinkResearchTools. It's really marginal. If they were spot on and they always agreed 100% with Google, then you would come out ahead by running them through that first and only buying the ones that came out green. But as Google pointed out, and who was the tweeter that tweeted at Chris Semper and Mueller, as he pointed out, because you don't know whether they agree with Google or not, you might be removing or not buying links that would actually have helped you.
Right.
Because remember as well, the guy who's come up with the rules is pretty dumb. Like his recommendations are aggressive anchor texts, linking to your competitors, 1-800-Flowers, Medium, forum spam. This is the guy that's coming up with the rules that determine whether it's a bad link or not. What do you think the odds that this guy agrees with Google enough to make it worth paying for the tool are? I would say between 0 and 23%. And I would not take the over on that.
Well, I think fair enough. We're coming up on 8 o'clock. Everyone has some thoughts for the weekend and the holiday.
Well, and if you want to play along and come to Brighton SEO, if you want the extra points, you can feel free to message Garrett, and he's got a few referral codes to give out. You'll get some extra points. He'll get some extra points. If you just want to apply direct and get less points, that's fine too. You've still got enough points to play along with the 75,000 points. That will cover your 2 days in Brighton at the Hilton. So if you want to play along, get the Hilton Honors card, the free one. Spend $1,000 on it, and in January we'll be doing the next card that'll get you to Brighton SEO in style.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll see you in the new year. Take it easy.
And Merry Christmas, you
Merry
bastards that ate it. Fuck you. It's Christmas.
All right, guys.
I'll see you. Yeah. Adios.
Adios.